Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Chainsaw Reacts podcast, episode number 42. And today, guys, we are covering three topics, and those topics in order are: number one, The Flash and Supergirl are officially crossing over. I am so excited to talk about this piece of information. I wanted to wait a couple days and cover it in the podcast so I give my full thoughts and all that kind of stuff and talk a little bit more about it and all that. So I'm really excited to talk about that piece of news. It's officially happening. It's so awesome. Anyways, topic number two is going to be: will Supergirl, Arrow, and The Flash crossover for next year's crossover event thing, where the next set of seasons and all that kind of stuff, are they going to cross over fully as a full thing and all that kind of stuff? So we'll talk about that as topic number two. And topic number three is going to be what TV spots slash movies are going to be basically, have TV spots and have trailers shown at the Super Bowl this year at Super Bowl 50. So I'll talk a little bit about that and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's not waste any time. Let's get into the first topic, which is Supergirl and the Flash officially crossing over. This is amazing. I mean, it's been rumored for quite some time. There's been question after question after question to, show producers and to the CW, to CBS and all this kind of stuff nonstop. Hey, are you going to do a crossover between Supergirl and Arrow the Flash? And they've been kind of like, well, if we do it, or like, well, maybe not right now, maybe next year for the next seasons. It's official. Grant Gustin, aka The Flash, Barry Allen, is going to National City to see Supergirl. Now, I want to read the actual headline here that was actually posted a couple days ago when it was officially confirmed. So I'm going to read this off, and it gives us a little bit of detail, but not much. But let's just go off based of what the actual announcement says, and then we'll go into a little bit of speculation about what could happen with this crossover for this year. So anyways, after months of rumors, comicbook.com has learned that Grant Gustin, Barry Allen the Flash, will appear on Supergirl in his role as Barry Allen the Flash next month. Grant Gustin, will head to National City on this series' March 28th episode, the details of which have not yet been released. Now, since this post, Grant Gustin has posted on Instagram that the actual title of the episode is World's Finest. People have been looking to that, speculation and all that kind of stuff. So I've been reading around and all this kind of stuff about this. And first of all, before we get to more speculation and all this stuff and rumors and what could be and what could not be, the wording is very interesting. It doesn't say Flash and the team like Cisco and Caitlin and Jay and Joe and Iris. It just says Grant Gustin is going to be on Supergirl, which really technically kind of means that Supergirl is on a different world. Kind of like where Jay Garrick is from Earth 2. Supergirl is from another Earth, so it's a multiverse type travel situation. Now, this is not 100% confirmed as far as I know. They haven't officially confirmed that Supergirl is on another Earth, but the way it's worded and the way the title of the actual episode, World's Finest, and the fact that only Grant Gustin, the Flash, is going to be on the episode of Supergirl, kind of sounds like that he's going to be traveling to another Earth besides his own Earth, Jay Garrick's Earth 2. He's going to be traveling to another Earth and running into Supergirl and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Also interesting here is that they have not said that, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Melissa, who plays Kara, aka Supergirl on the show, they have not stated she will be coming to the Flash, so it seems like it's a one-way crossover where the Flash will be appearing on Supergirl, but Supergirl will not be appearing on the Flash at least at this season. We'll talk about in topic number two about the possibilities of what they could do next year for the seasons, but as of right now, they have not announced, and I don't think they will, that she will be appearing on The Flash, so it's a one-way crossover situation. So we're getting the crossover, just happening in one episode, and I guess that's better than nothing, right? So anyways, a little bit of speculation. So, well, of course, the first speculation is that Supergirl is on another Earth, so that's why there's no mention of Kryptonians and all this kind of stuff, and aliens attacking, and Superman and Supergirl, and all this kind of stuff, because it actually turns out Supergirl is on another Earth, essentially another, universe, essentially. So it's the multiverse aspect. So people are kind of iffy about that, but at the same time, regardless of if she is actually in the same universe as Arrow, so she's on Earth 1 with Arrow and Flash and all that kind of stuff, even if she is or is not, when the Flash officially crosses over to the multiverse to her Earth, or just shows up in National City out of nowhere, regardless, it is officially in the timeline. In the Arrowverse, even if it's a multiverse situation where he has to travel to another Earth, Supergirl, Superman, Martian Manhunter are all officially connected to the Arrowverse in a sense. Because if they've already done this and they're going to be obviously shooting it and releasing it and all that kind of stuff, and it's a part of Supergirl canon and technically a part of Flash canon now, that they're going to be doing more crossovers in the future, which we'll get to in topic number 2. But the fact is that they're going to this much length and doing all this stuff and really working all these contracts and working out the details and shooting and all this kind of stuff and filming that, it's a big deal. So this is not a one-time thing. This is obviously not a one-time thing, but this is really, really interesting. So the other question is, why is the Flash going to this universe, this other Earth, essentially? If that's the case, what brings him to the other Earth? My theory is that it's probably going to have to do with probably somebody goes through the portal or whatever to his Earth, and then they sense it, and the person jumps back to their Earth or something. I don't know. It could be anything. And then the Flash Barry decides to chase it, and somehow Cisco sends him through the wormhole or whatever, or through the basically the time jump, essentially, or whatever the thing is called, where Zoom is able to jump through and all this kind of stuff through the different portals, through the different Earths, that Grant Gustin, Barry Allen will be jumping through that portal and end up on Supergirl's world, and maybe that's how it works out, and maybe they'll go into explanation. I'm assuming it's not going to be like, oh, well, look, it's the Flash, and they really give no explanation, just like, it's the Flash, everybody, look, it's the Flash, it's the Flash. They're going to give some explanation, hopefully. I'm hoping they're smart enough to do that, how he shows up. Now, if it's a thing where they are on the same universe, then there's not really an explanation. It's just like, hey, we never really mentioned Kryptonians on our show, and he's just going to show up in National City because a villain or somebody is there, so he's chasing after them if they're on the same world. But who knows? But anyways, off the speculation for a bit, I'm just so excited for this, guys. I mean, look, I've been watching The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, I've been watching Legends of Tomorrow, I've been watching Gotham, and I really do enjoy these shows, but to me, Supergirl has picked up a little bit each episode. I mean, at the beginning it was fine, but it has picked up with, I've really started to enjoy a little bit more what Melissa's doing with the character Supergirl and Kara and all that kind of stuff, and her dynamic between her sister, between Martian Manhunter, all that kind of stuff in disguise, and just really how they've built up the show, at least so far. So the fact that I'm getting that they are putting together one of my personal favorite characters from all the DC shows they've done, The Flash, and putting him together with Supergirl is phenomenal. Not only because of what they could possibly do in the future with Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, Superman, other characters from this other Earth or whatever, that it's just awesome to see these two Titan characters from the comic books, and they both have their own shows, and they're colliding together. It's just a phenomenal thing to think about. The possibilities, what they could do in the future, and the possibilities of what could happen now. Because, I mean, look, if the Flash is going to be showing up, because he is, it's officially confirmed, when he shows up, he's going to meet Martian Manhunter on the show. He's probably not going to see, they're not going to see, I forget his name on the show off the top of my head. I'm completely losing my train of thought here about who the actual guy is, who is actually Martian Manhunter in disguise. But he's going to be meeting him. Now, whether or not he's going to see him turn into the Martian Manhunter, maybe he will. But if he does or doesn't, it doesn't matter. He's interacted with Supergirl. He's interacted with Martian Manhunter. I'm assuming the way that, because, I mean, he's going to be at their city. I mean, she's probably going to bring him down to where, where she works at with her sister and all that kind of stuff. So you got to assume there's going to be some interaction going on. So it's a phenomenal thing. I'm just so excited to see photos being released and behind the scenes stuff that's probably going to leak out. I know it's bad, but it's going to happen when they start shooting, and I cannot wait for a trailer. They're going to market this thing like crazy. When they get a trailer set up and all this kind of stuff, they're probably going to release a trailer before the actual episode, like way before, like a couple episodes before. They're going to get footage, and they're going to put a trailer together and call it World's Finest Flash Supergirl Collide. They're going to put out a trailer and be like, oh my god, it's Supergirl and the Flash, they're freaking amazing, yes! It's going to be so freaking killer. I mean, DC fans, comic book fans are going to lose their minds when they see this. I mean, look, You can have your opinions about Supergirl and if you like the show or not. I mean, look, it's Supergirl, okay? It's a version of Supergirl. But regardless, just imagine the possibilities, what they could do after this crossover. If you don't like this crossover that much, if you don't like the idea of it, I understand everyone has their own opinions and stuff like that. But think about it, okay? In the topic number 2, I'll get heavily into this, but there are so many possibilities they could do with the characters they've already introduced and the characters they are probably going to introduce at some point officially, face reveal and all that kind of stuff with Superman and all that kind of stuff. There's so many things that could happen after this crossover is done, because I'm telling you, it's going to be successful. It's going to get more viewers watching Supergirl who haven't really watched it, but they're watching it because the Flash is on it, so they're going to go watch it. So they're going to be doing this, I'm telling you, next year they're going to be getting into it, which I'll get to second topic. I always keep referring to second topic, but I don't want to, give away too much now, but my thoughts and all that kind of stuff of what they could do in the first topic, because, it's official. The crossover's happening. I'm glad they officially announced it. I'm assuming they officially announced it because the fact that it was probably going to leak. Someone was probably going to leak it or whatever, because I think they're actually about to film it. They might actually start filming it now. I'm not really sure, because Grant Gustin uploaded the the title of the actual episode and the script he has. So I'm assuming that it's that they're about to start shooting, or they're about to prepare to start shooting in a couple of days. And I'm assuming that it was probably going to leak at some point, behind the scenes photos of Grant Gustin's freaking in Los Angeles right now shooting Supergirl. What the fuck? And then everyone's losing their freaking minds, like, oh my god, there's a crossover, and they haven't officially announced it. So I feel like CW and CBS is trying to get ahead of it and just, okay guys, okay, we're doing a crossover, it's official, the rumors are true, we're doing it. So I'm really excited for this. I mean, it's just a phenomenal piece of information just to know that they're taking those 2 Titan characters from the comics, like I just said, and putting them together. I mean, it's phenomenal, and the possibilities are endless of what could happen next. So anyways, let me take a sip of the drink, and we'll get to our second topic, which I've been alluding to, and we'll actually talk about the possibilities of what could happen next year for these shows. Okay, the second topic is going to be, will Supergirl cross over with Arrow and the Flash next seasons? So next season's what I'm assuming they're going to pick up Supergirl for season 2. I'm assuming they're going to pick up the Flash for season 3, and I'm assuming they're going to pick up Arrow for season 5. Now, I would include Legends of Tomorrow, but I don't know where the show is going to go second season, because I'm assuming second season's going to get picked up, and if they're time traveling or not, I'm not really sure, because they've said they're going to switch up the teams and all that kind of stuff on Legends of Tomorrow, so I don't know what's going to be happening to that show. But I'm going to focus on Supergirl, Arrow, and the Flash crossing over for season 2 of Supergirl, season 3 of Flash, season 5 of Arrow. Focus on that. So the possibilities are just endless. And think about it, okay? So Arrow and Flash crossover the past 2 years have been just the 2 episodes. You got the Flash episode of the crossover and the Arrow version of the crossover. The second episode, Arrow crossover. So that it's all connected. So imagine if Supergirl is a part of the mix, they somehow come together in some sort of fashion. So you got Supergirl on Monday, you got the Flash on Tuesday, you got Arrow on Wednesday, you got a 3-part epic episode. And let's say hypothetically Legends of Tomorrow is somehow involved. That's a 4-arcing episode. Monday Supergirl, Tuesday Flash, Wednesday Arrow, Thursday Legends of Tomorrow. Holy shit. But let's focus on the 3. So the possibilities are, like I said, endless of what they could possibly do, because we are connecting. The theory is that Supergirl is on another Earth, a multiverse situation, so she's on another Earth. Regardless, we could have Martian Manhunter, okay, on screen. Just think about this, on screen, 3-part episode, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, right? 3-part episode arc. We could see on screen, think about this, because we could see on screen, Green Arrow, the Flash, Supergirl, Superman. They cast an actor, right? So we have Superman, Supergirl, Green Arrow, Flash, Martian Manhunter, the Atom, right? And just think about those characters. Those are Justice League characters. And you have the big Titan Superman, okay? Superman is canon in the Supergirl show. So we could have Superman, Supergirl, Green Arrow, Flash, Martian Manhunter, the Atom, all on screen together. Firestorm. Shoot, throw in Firestorm in the mix, right? Hawkman, Hawkgirl. We have a Justice League on TV. we have Justice League on TV. Now, I'm not really sure if they're going to officially cast somebody to play Superman on Supergirl because they've kind of alluded to it. Now they're getting a little bit closer because they have casted a young Superman, a young Clark Kent, but they have not casted officially a Superman. Trust me, if they cast a Superman for Supergirl's show, it's going to be a monumental announcement. It's probably going to be bigger than the Flash Supergirl crossover because now we officially have a Superman on the show. They've been very vague. They've been kind of hiding it, but I have a feeling, personal opinion, I have a feeling they're probably going to reveal Superman's face and Superman at the end of season 1 of Supergirl. That's my personal theory. They're going to show Superman, their face, all that kind of stuff. Stop the bullshit teasing. Show his face. And just imagine it's all connected to Flash and Arrow in some way. Either same Earth, which it seems unlikely, but it could possibly be the same universe, who knows, or a multiverse situation. But if they're able to figure it out and they're able to make this crossover work with Flash and Supergirl and it's successful, it will be. You know it will be successful. They're going to do another crossover event with Supergirl, Arrow, Flash. It's going to have to happen. So if we get all these characters like I just mentioned, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Firestorm, the Atom, you got your you got Superman, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Martian Manhunter. You have Justice League. You're only missing Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Aquaman, and you're also missing, of course, the Titan, Batman. But you have a pretty good Justice League team up. Now, who would they face? Even if it was just Supergirl, Arrow, and the Flash, and maybe the Atom, and maybe Martian Manhunter, but they don't have Superman. They don't have a couple other ones. Let's just say they have just those, right? They just have Green Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, the Atom, Martian Manhunter, and that's it. Who could they face? Who knows? But it's going to be awesome, right? Because the possibility is there. They could build a humongous team-up situation. I mean, even if it's just Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, it's just still an iconic image to see a Kryptonian standing amongst a human being with incredible archery skills, and then a metahuman who has the ability to run at the speed of lightning. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to blow people's minds. If you guys remember, I might throw up the image here now if I remember off the top of my head. If I don't, I'm very sorry, but you probably remember the iconic image if I don't throw it up, and I should remind myself, hey, future Chainsaw, add the photo here. The photo of Flash, you have Arrow, you have Speedy, you have Guardian, who is Diggle, or Spartan, whatever his name is, Jesus. It's so confusing. Black Canary, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and I think that's all of them standing. Yeah, all of them standing in that photo. When that was released that photo was released before they that the episodes aired of the Flash Arrow crossover with Legends of Tomorrow setup. That was an iconic image. That was basically like their kind of Justice League. But the fact that Supergirl is crossing over with Flash this year and the fact that the possibilities are endless for next year, just imagine that photo. Imagine the photo being released of Green Arrow, you got Spartan, a.k.a. Diggle, you got Speedy, you got Black Canary, you got the Flash, you got the Atom, you got, screw it, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter. Your mind's going to explode with that photo. You're going to like, oh my God, over 10 characters. Holy shit. And it's going to blow your mind, okay? So I'm having a nerd moment. I really am. I am just, I want this so bad. I want it to happen, guys. I'm just so overjoyed with the possibilities of so many things they could do. Now, will they do it? That's another thing because it's all about contracts and making sure scheduling. But I'm assuming that with how they set up with the Flash Supergirl crossover, that it took a lot of scheduling because apparently Grant Gustin, he had to try to fit it into the schedule as much as he could. So it was not easy. So it felt like it was just a thing where they just set it up. They probably had the idea for a while, but the thing is that they didn't have the plan set up early in advance to where they could all really fix it out. So I'm assuming that with the crossovers coming, of course, we'll have another crossover with Arrow Flash next year for next seasons, that if they include Supergirl, they'll all figure it out and it will all work. Okay, so that's definitely exciting to think of what they could do if they plan ahead like they normally do for Arrow Flash crossover, and including Supergirl, they could make it work with scheduling and all that kind of stuff. So It's pretty badass, guys. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Just think about it. I mean, and then think about the fact that they could include Superman. Oh, ooh, oh God, they could include Hawkman, Hawkgirl from Legends of Tomorrow. They just show up. They're not on the freaking Legends of Tomorrow show. They're just around. Bring them in. Oh God, the Atom. Yes. The possibilities are endless. It's a phenomenal idea. Yes, I think Supergirl will cross over with Arrow and Flash next year. It's inevitable. I think it will happen. There's no reason why it shouldn't, because if they're doing this so late in the game, like another crossover event, like just came out like they didn't really come off the top of their head, but you know that it wasn't like a huge plan way ahead of time because they're on different networks. I mean, they're on different channels essentially. They're not on the same network, so it's not as easy as it would seem. If Supergirl was on CW, oh, they could have did this no issue. They could have figured this out. But the fact that it's on another network and realistically CBS has to agree to it, I mean, it's gonna take a little bit. I'm assuming they're going to plan over the summer. They're going to plan a Supergirl Arrow Flash crossover event that will work a lot better and able to get more screen time with these characters. So we'll see what happens. So let me take a sip of the drink. Finally, take a sip of the drink, and we'll get to the final topic about TV spots and all that kind of stuff that could air at the Super Bowl. Sorry about that, guys. I kind of lost it. Like, oh my god, I was losing my mind. I'm like, this is so freaking awesome. Because it really is. So, third and final topic is going to be what TV spots, what movies are going to be basically highlighted at Super Bowl number 50. Now, this is really interesting because there is a lot of movies that's going to have trailers, TV spots that are going to be airing during Super Bowl, plus all the funny trailers they always have every year. But what I'm really focused on is, what trailers will be shown, like what TV spots will be shown during this event, because, I mean, this is like the thing for all the movies, not just Marvel and DC, and Fox with Deadpool and all that kind of stuff. This is a place for all these different studios to kind of, put a 30-second TV spot together and throw it out there, or a minute long, whatever. And take some ad space and to promote their movie to a ton of people. So you got to think, Batman v Superman's obviously going to have a TV spot. I mean, if they don't, that's a huge mistake in my personal opinion, because it's like, okay, so you've been setting this up and you have this humongous event with all these people, and I'm not saying the majority of viewers for Super Bowl have not heard of the movie, but there are going to be some people that probably have just not really been paying attention to when it's coming out. So you put a new TV spot together, 30-second or whatever, or you could re-air old TV spots that you have already been airing before and just re-air them during the Super Bowl or whatever. It will get a lot of attention. So I think Batman v Superman is obviously a contender that will be a part of the Super Bowl. Whether or not it's a new TV spot or not, I would prefer to have a new TV spot. But if they air old one or two old ones or whatever they decide to do, it'll still work because it out there that, hey, this movie is coming next month, people. So you better get prepared to sit your asses down in the theater and watch Batman v Superman. So that's definitely one that's going to be at the Super Bowl for sure. Now, whether or not, like I said, newer old TV spots, we'll have to see, but definitely excited. So the next movie that's obviously going to be there is Captain America: Civil War. I am telling you, this movie is going to have a huge part because we've been hearing for a couple of days that Disney has bought out ad space. It's officially, they've said it. We've bought ad space for the Super Bowl. They obviously haven't said what, but they have teased that the Jungle Book will have a new TV spot or have a new minute-long spot or whatever during the Super Bowl. So there will be a new TV spot for the Jungle Book, but I'm telling you, Captain America: Civil War is going to have a presence. I've been hearing some rumors and speculation that Spider-Man is going to be revealed at the Super Bowl TV spot. I'm not 100% confirmed on that. I don't know, because obviously it's just rumors. I haven't seen anything, so I'm just going off what I've been reading online from different people and speculating that I've been hearing Spider-Man's going to be in that Captain America: Civil War TV spot during Super Bowl, so it might happen. If not, it's okay, because look, what we've heard from the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America: Civil War and all this kind of stuff, and who obviously is introducing Spider-Man for the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that it's not like Marvel can just go, okay, we're gonna put Spider-Man in this commercial. We're gonna put Spider-Man on this promotional artwork. We're gonna release this banner people can use on Facebook and Twitter and all this kind of stuff, and we're gonna release it online with Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Panther. Sony has to sign off, which is very. Is it Sony? Sony? Yes, Sony. I was blank. I'm thinking like, well, wait, Fox? No, I was completely. I was thinking the wrong thing. X-Men, Spider-Man, completely different. Anyways, back to what my thought was. Sony has to sign off of what Spider-Man is being used for in promotional ads for Captain America: Civil War. So every time Spider-Man is going to be in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Captain America: Civil War. Let's say he shows up in Black Panther for some reason. Sony has to sign off of him actually being used in the film, the script, and obviously, how he looks on screen, and obviously promotional stuff for the film that he's a part of. That's not his own film. So Sony has to sign off. So maybe Sony signed off for the TV spot Super Bowl, because, Sony has to think about this, that them and Marvel have teamed up to reinvent Spider-Man, to reboot Spider-Man again, but they are working with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's going to be a part of the universe. It's going to be a great thing, I think, personally. So, to me, personally, I don't think Sony is stupid enough to say, well, we're not going to sign off of this because we're not ready for Spider-Man to be revealed. It's the Super Bowl, the most viewed thing besides the Oscars. I think it's even viewed more than the Oscars, I think. But regardless, or maybe it's not, but it's a huge event that's going to have so many people that are also movie fans. If there is a TV spot for Captain America: Civil War at this point, I will be shocked if Spider-Man's not at least teased and a little bit hinted or even shown for a brief couple seconds, because this is going to be a humongous event, and having a TV spot for Captain America: Civil War to announce to the world, in case you forgot, there is a movie called Captain America: Civil War where I fight Iron Man, and we have teams, and we're going to destroy each other. And we also have Spider-Man. And to blow people's minds. So, yes, I think Spider-Man will be in the new Captain America: Civil War TV spot that will be airing on Super Bowl. It just makes a lot of sense. Sony, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you will be stupid if you say, well, don't use Spider-Man in that TV spot for Super Bowl. We don't want that many people watching opening weekend for Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe. So let's hope and pray that Sony is not stupid enough. I don't think they are. So there you go. So Captain America: Civil War definitely going to be in the Super Bowl promotion of the actual event. Next up, Suicide Squad. So maybe I think the Suicide Squad will have an appearance. I think Suicide Squad will. That last trailer was awesome. I think that it's probably not. It might be a brand new TV spot with a bunch of new footage, but I don't think so. I think with the trailer being released not that long ago compared to when the Super Bowl actually is, in like literally 2 days from now, because I record this podcast a day early. That they're probably going to do just a brief like a 30-second or a minute-long version of the actual newest trailer with maybe a couple of new shots of footage, but they're going to use the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen song, and they're going to push it down and just fit it for a TV spot, 30-second, 60-second, whatever, and they're going to air that, and it's going to get people to know, hey, there's a movie coming out from DC that's with a bunch of bad guys, and there's the Joker with metal teeth, and there's Harley Quinn stealing something out of a glass case or whatever. It's going to be interesting, but I think Suicide Squad will have a presence. Next up, people have been speculating this for a bit. Doctor Strange will have a teaser. Now, Doctor Strange doesn't come out till November, and people have been talking about, well, maybe Doctor Strange will have an appearance. That's a little bit more tricky. I'm not really sure. But I think if Marvel is ready to have a 30-second teaser of Doctor Strange that just airs at the Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff, and it just shows Benedict Cumberbatch before he's Doctor Strange, he's walking around, he's got the beard, and then at the end he's wearing the outfit and he does like a move or whatever, and then some kind of beam comes out or whatever, his magic comes out in the waves or whatever, you know what I mean? That, and then Doctor Strange. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this? People are like, what the hell is Doctor Strange? And then people will be looking online, Googling on their phone, what the fuck is Doctor Strange? And so that would be really cool to see if that would actually happen. But Who knows? But I think Doctor Strange is not as likely. But if they do, Marvel has to do it right to where it's teasing, but also gives the viewer who's watching going, "What the hell is this crap in Marvel? Oh, it's a Marvel movie with Benedict Cumberbatch, but what the hell is he doing with the weird costume and the weird magic and shit?" So we'll see. But I think it's less likely we'll see anything revolving on Doctor Strange. People also brought up Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I hope to God they change it back to Rogue One, Star Wars anthology. I really hope they change it back. Anthology. It's an anthology movie. It's not a Star Wars story. You piece of okay. Anyways, people have been rumoring that maybe Star Wars Rogue One, which comes out December of this year in 2016, that Rogue One will have a teaser for the Super Bowl. Now, just like Doctor Strange, if you want to reveal to the masses, because I mean, look, think about this. There's a lot of people that went to see Star Wars: The Force Awakens, no doubt, broke so many records, made a ton of money, a buttload of money, worldwide. But there are a lot of people that are just casual Star Wars fans, not humongous Star Wars fans, that don't know about Star Wars Rogue One. They think, oh, we have to wait till the end of 2017 now to watch another Star Wars movie. No, you got another one coming at the end of 2016. It's called Star Wars Rogue One. And what's a really good way to reveal that and basically unveil it to the world, the people that don't know, you have a TV spot of Rogue One, and then you show a couple of the new characters and stuff, and then at the end you show Darth Vader in Star Wars Rogue One. Darth Vader, what the the explosions, and everyone's losing their damn mind, like, oh my god, Darth Vader's in this movie. And people are going to lose their damn minds. So I think that'll be the best way to do it, to kind of set that up if they decide to do it. But I don't know. For me personally, we'll see what happens. You know, for me personally, I think, yeah, all the movies I said, Captain America Civil War, Batman v Superman, The Suicide Squad, Rogue One, Doctor Strange, and Jungle Book. I mean, shoot. Alice in Wonderland, the new movie, I don't know what else is coming out. There's so much crap coming out this year. It's not really crap, but you get my point. There's a lot of stuff coming out this year. But all the movies I just said, I think all have a chance at some capacity. I think more of a chance is the movies that are closer to release. Oh, X-Men Apocalypse. I didn't think about that. X-Men Apocalypse might have a TV spot. Shit. There's so many damn movies. But I think, yeah, with the included X-Men Apocalypse, all the movies I just talked about, whether it's a high chance or a lower chance, depending on when they're being released this year in 2016, they all have a chance. I think that if you do a Rogue One teaser and you do a Doctor Strange teaser, I think that it will work in the benefit of unveiling it. Instead of releasing it online and people are like, well, what the fuck is this? If people are having parties and tons and tons and tons of people are watching Super Bowl, and you reveal a Doctor Strange teaser, a Star Wars Rogue One teaser for the first time at the Super Bowl event, I think you're going to get a lot of attention at that point, and then you release it online, and then people are going to be rewatching it and looking it up and going, what the hell is this, and look up information on it. So I think with those, yeah, good reveal, but with the movies that are closer to release that have had trailers already, a good way to market them and get them out there and get people to notice and go, oh, that's coming out. Because, see, last year for Super Bowl, they had a Furious 7 spot. They had a Jurassic World spot. I don't remember what else off the top of my head what they released as TV spots during the Super Bowl last year, but they had some TV spots for movies coming out fairly soon at that point. But they built the hype and, got people to go into the theater. So Super Bowl is a great place to show ads. So do it. So Marvel, DC, everyone else, get your asses in gear. Get your TV spots ready and put them in the Super Bowl. They're probably already ready to go. They're probably just waiting, like, hey, well, people are going to lose their minds when they see this TV spot they have no idea about. So we'll see what happens. That's my podcast, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. More like, well, if you're watching and you're seeing a bunch of pictures and shit. But thank you for listening so much to the podcast and all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts about all the topics I talked about today. Of course, click that link in the description to all the podcasts I've done previously, the playlist for all of my podcasts I've done. Check them out if you haven't already. Thank you guys for listening once again. Peace out, everybody.